We're going to space.
Whole hullabaloo about you, man, and this mess you got going.
I would take an axe to a couple people's heads. I mean, I would go barbaric.
To a couple robots?
No, to maybe really... like a town, like Oblivion style.
Whoa, no, you just...
Sir, we're talking about robots.
Scabies is a that's also a staple of white culture.
Y'all some nasty niggas, bro.
Like,
is that white culture?
I believe
y'all can
scabies,
keep that shit.
Dirty.
But the black people, they smoke the weed and they get too relaxed.
I'm not getting taken down by no British cops.
Is this true, Don Juice? Is this true? You know the foreign affairs. Is this true?
It's propaganda. Just saying.
It's me, Zav. So apparently,
Howdy do.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Howdy, motherfucking duty.
Hello, friends, fiends, everyone in between. If you know what the heck I mean. Gosh darn, we have a whole lot of fun planned for y'all tonight.
Fuck right.
So in case you haven't guessed, I'm hosting. I've never done this before. I'm going to try to do a good job. It's not going to be like the other shows. So, stay tuned, stay open. But we have a lot of fun here planned with people. Very fun people. We're going to go, I guess, clockwise. And to my left, we have this guy.
Yes, I am this guy.
Mr. F.
Mr. Who?
Mr. F.
Wait, what? Who is that? Who is this? Who is this guy? But no, that is me. I'm
Lord MRF.
That's me. I'm also big and tasty. Big and tasty. I'm all that shit. But nah, bro, I'm chilling. How about yourself?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you. Nigga, I'm looking right at you. I'm asking
okay,
you.
I'm fine. Anyway, move on.
Your black ass
We have
can't
a
stand
great guest who doesn't come through often, but it's so sweet when he does.
Yes, it's Don Juice, the MC Don Juice, the local celebrity of Orlando.
Yeah, sounded so smooth.
I know, right?
You sound like you already have a radio show.
I know. People have told me this.
I mean, I believe
I've been
that
told
people
this.
have told you that. I'm telling you that. So there's
We're
the
down
person
with it.
right that.
Carry
right
on.
there.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's Don Juice. The local celebrity. I'm also the chief of global affairs at FiendCast. So I'm back again. I don't usually come that much, but because I'm busy with music, but I decided to come through today.
Well, we appreciate it.
Thank
for
you.
sure. And then to his left, directly across from me, we have Chris, right?
Yes, the one, the only, the Panzer, Chris Patterson in the house. How y'all doing?
The Chris Patterson.
Wait,
The
your
Chris
last name is
Patterson.
Patterson?
Yeah, that's my real last name.
That's your real, for real last name?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. Fioravanti is my biological mother's last name. I don't know my biological mother, by the way. I'm adopted. So, hey, y'all
Wow.
learned something today.
Oh my gosh, those were 2 fun facts.
Yeah, fun facts about Chris.
I didn't know either of them.
Boop, boop, just dropped them like bombs. Chris the
Boom,
Panzer.
boom.
Yep, boom, boom.
Oh, boom, boom. What's this?
If
Boom,
you didn't
boom.
know, now you know.
Yep. Think tank, Chris the Panzer. Here y'all are. Here I am. I'm here. Let's get it fucking going.
All right, sweet gnarly, let's do it. And then we have an angel on the show. I'm so excited. It's like so cool that you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited that you're here. It's great. You sound
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have never had Liz on the show before, and it's exciting to have you on.
I actually
No,
was
she's
here on
been
the
on
show
here before.
before.
Really?
Yeah, but it was
Not in
an
my time. I was here then.
unposted episode.
Nah,
Oh,
you
unposted? How do y'all not post that
We
episode?
posted it. She was on there.
Was
Really?
it posted?
Yeah, I feel like you've been on 2 episodes.
Maybe.
At least 2.
Was there 2?
Was it 3?
Three.
Vinny's
Might
got
have
3
been.
fingers in the background.
It might have
Yeah,
been
Vinny's
3
on the
shit.
trace.
With Hurricane Show with your friend.
That is true.
Yeah,
She was on
Hurricane.
that, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Either way, Chris, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I am wrong.
Fake news. Fake news.
Fake news.
Okay, I've
Okay,
been on a
anyways.
couple.
I've been.
My
I'm-
bad.
Anyway.
I've been debunked.
This
Sorry.
is the first with Zav as a host, though.
This is
yeah.
the very
the first.
first. The
Zav.
very, very, very first. So, we're not going to do things, I guess, traditionally, but we still have stuff to talk about.
Is it boneless?
It's semi-boneless. Like, you might get a bone. It's like fish
It's
bones.
not boneless.
You have to be careful.
Oh, those are the worst bones. You don't like. They
really
get stuck
bones.
in your throat.
That's that Walmart shit.
And don't
That's
swallow
that-
the bones.
that's that great value.
Like
Check your meat
you gotta
every day.
pluck them out. That shit's annoying.
I mean, it is what it is, you know?
If you don't like
Sometimes
pull
they're
out the
small
spine
bones.
perfectly, like you getting all that in like canned fish.
I mean, I can't eat fish personally because I'm allergic to them, so
I'm sorry.
I don't have any
Boo.
commentary. I mean, I'm not like severely allergic. I won't die, but my throat gets really itchy, and so does my tongue, and then I get like a headache. And it's just not a fun experience.
Yeah, I bet not.
overall.
I mean that sounds tragic.
It mostly is, yes, I would say.
Yeah.
I, on the
So
other hand, love fish.
something
tragic.
else though that's tragic. What's been happening?
That's tragic.
So yesterday there was that whole Senate debacle, I'm gonna call it. You know, I'm not too
Debacle. Debacle.
Debacle?
Debacle.
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 It was a debacle. Wackle tobacco. But no, it was honestly a whole
The whole Kavanaugh thing.
yes, Kavanaugh, and
I honestly didn't see
Yeah.
it.
I didn't see it either.
I mean, all I keep hearing is many different reactions about the whole thing. Like they either people say Kavanaugh defended himself, like valiantly. Other people said he looked like a guilty
He
motherfucker in
acted
Piranha.
like a fool.
Yeah,
Like a fool. For someone who is nominated to be at the highest court in the land, he stood up there and acted like a fool.
really. I gotta see this. I gotta
Out
watch
of
this.
all
then.
of the allegations that she presented and calmly answered questions to one of the most awful experiences of her life, that she can recount way too many details for what happened. He just was combative and offended that he was being asked these questions and came back at people with answers that did not pertain to the questions that he was asked. For someone who is asked to be in that position, he handled it very poorly.
Wow.
And she was upfront about everything, and she was honest about it, and she admitted that she had struggled with this experience previously, admitted to it in private experiences with her therapist and her husband, asked her congressperson to have the FBI investigate it in a private manner, and they refused to do so, to the point where now it's a public trial, and people are grilling her for her personal experience that affected her so deeply, yet still standing by him as if they believe her, but they don't care.
That
That's
is
interesting.
It
Really
is
fucked up.
interesting.
Yeah,
But
That is very messed up.
But
I-
I was kind of thinking, like, what if it could be like a situation where she is telling the truth, like that did happen, but it wasn't him that did it. Like, it could have been somebody else. Because I'm thinking about the way he reacted, and I personally, I ain't never been accused of anything like that. I've been accused of something else of a serious extent. And the fact that allegation even got thrown at me, and I know for a fact I didn't do it, I got pissed. Like, I got heated. I got very angry about it. Like, to the point that to somebody, like, oh, if you didn't do it, why are you getting so angry? to me, I'm seeing it as I just feel like I get what you're saying, but I didn't do it, and I feel like personally, it's not a physical hit, but it feels like it's a physical hit when somebody says something to that level, and you know for a fact that you didn't do that. So it can come across as maybe you're being defensive. That's just personally, that's how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I get that. I think though my main takeaway, because I read up on the story earlier today, but just generally my takeaway is that at the end of the day, all accusations should be taken seriously.
Of course.
You know, regardless of whatever you want to put on there, accusations should be taken seriously and dealt with care. It shouldn't matter if someone is male or female, like their race, their age, any of those things. Like, I don't understand why it's just so hard for us as humans to see each other as humans and treat each other with care. I don't get it.
The part that bothers me is, why are we harassing the victim? The person who's trying to share her experience and what happened to her and how awful it was, why are we picking on her? And trying to put him up there and let him defend himself and go through all this conversation about what happened is unnecessary.
I mean, I think it's fair. Like, he should be able to defend himself. Like,
he has a constitutional right to defend himself.
Think that, it would be fair to just be like, oh, she said it happened, so it happened. That's not cool, because, a lot of people can say things happen that didn't happen to them. Not saying that that's this case, but, I really feel like it's also naive for a lot of people to have this mentality of, oh, if someone comes forward and says this, it must be true because they came forward and said it. Okay, it could be true, but it could also not be true. Like, we can't work in absolutes on anything, because that's just not fair, and that's not how the world works.
But at least in the interest of her personal security, to let it be a private investigation.
I think it definitely should have been private. I don't understand why this whole thing,
why are we putting her on blast?
Why everything is just so publicized.
I'm about to say, I don't even know why this is on TV.
Yeah.
I don't know why this is.
This ain't even a big like grand jury thing. This is just like a local county or whatever. Supreme Court of
yeah, this is like
the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court judge.
Oh wow, I don't follow that much. Yeah. But wow, well now I know why it's everywhere.
Well, he's a nominee to be on the Supreme Court. Yeah.
This is big news. Yeah, I could see why this would be talked about. That's his
but
whole
still,
career.
It's a part of the hearing. That's why it's on TV. Like, it's a part of the nomination process. They always put them on TV.
The issue with this part is it's a sexual assault allegation, so it makes it that much more inflated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, with high-profile things like this, it's always going to be publicized, no matter what. To ask why are we going to put this on TV, you're just begging the quiet. You're just basically just throwing stones at what's the obvious. Everyone wants to see it. It's entertainment, and it's the highest court in the land. We're going to need to know what happens. Just something like that.
Why did he make it this far if this allegations were present?
He has the power.
She brought it to her local congressperson and said, hey, I need you to bring this to their attention. And
wow.
That never happened.
There's a lot of nepotism within the government and a lot of strings within law. A lot of nepotism in that, I'm betting.
But how can we continue to be so disrespectful for people's personal experiences when they can be detailed and corroborate these accounts and continue to have that put against them?
I wouldn't think that I wouldn't think that's right at all. But I would think she would win no matter what. Because emotional sentiment in a criminal case doesn't matter. She's right nonetheless. If everything's to her fruition, and if it is as detailed as you said, I don't see why she wouldn't win the case.
So currently, there's the nomination did pass the committee a vote today. So
Okay.
So now it's going to be a FBI investigation, a delay of the this floor Senate vote. So in 1 week, the FBI is going to investigate the claims, and then after that, whatever the findings are, it's going to affect the vote.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
One of the biggest things going against her right now in this case is her lack of information and her lack of collaborating stories. So one of the big things she's facing right now is a lot of the key questions being asked to her, like, how did you get there? Where was this party at? When was this party? How did you at 15 get into this party? A lot of these questions she's not giving answers to, or is saying she doesn't know, which come across very suspicious when there's a 4-year age gap between a 15-year-old going to a party and a 19-year-old going to a party. Also, any of the other people she's brought to stand have not been able to agree that any of her events, the way they happened, have happened. So she's had friends that have been asked and they've said no, they've never met him, or that she knew somebody that looked like him, or the fact that they said they didn't go to this party with her and she said they did. So a lot of the evidence that she's pulling up to support her facts are coming across falling through.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I just feel like at the end of the day, regardless of gender, people need to, like, each side needs to be taken seriously. Each side needs to be able to express themselves and not be automatically, casted as guilty. Like, people shouldn't just be saying, oh, she's a liar, or she's this, she's that. And people shouldn't automatically just be, calling him names and saying that he did it or that he did that. We don't fucking know. We don't know anything. Like, and we have to look at things objectively, because when you put and stack all your biases on top of every situation, it muddies everything up and nothing ever actually gets solved. It just kind of cycles over and over and over again until you feel more comfortable and complacent with what you've created. So, I don't know. That's what I have to say about that. But it's really, like, upsetting, though, that a lot of times in sexual assault cases, victims are most of the time, like, just seen as, like, oh, they're doing this for attention, or they're, making it up or whatever. That's not fair. That's not fair, because then that, like, deters people from actually wanting to step forward. But in the same breath, I can't say that it's not possible that someone wouldn't lie for attention, because people do really fucked up stuff and, like, lie for attention, like, lie about being assaulted. Like, I know people who have lied about really fucked up things just because, not necessarily sexual, but fuck other things that, like, I'm not going to get into, but it's just, you can't put anything past anybody. Like, we're all people, and anybody is capable of doing some fucked up stuff. Like,
just like my ex tried to lie about, my last ex before last, tried to lie about being pregnant. I just figured out she was getting fat. I kicked her ass out of the curb.
Oh, did you hear the story, though?
Wow.
So
Okay.
A lady said that her
Bang,
boyfriend said, her boyfriend said she lied to him about getting pregnant and having a sonogram, and that she needed to produce a baby. Like, had an ultimatum for her. Either you show up with a baby or, get your ass out. So she went to the neighbor and cut the pregnant woman's baby out of her stomach.
Oh my!
To take it to her boyfriend to salvage their relationship.
Damn, that's like that 2% of the 2% of shit that be happening.
Holy
people
shit.
Really.
that's
damn.
dedication.
Holy
Right?
shit!
That is
That's like-
dedication. Wow.
That's completing
That's
an ultimatum
wild.
for you.
Oh,
You know what? You want a baby? I'll go get you a baby.
I get you one.
I'll fucking get you one. Like,
That
damn,
shouldn't
that's
have
love,
happened.
though. That's for real. That's for real. That's love.
No, that's not love. That's fucking.
That's dedication, nigga.
That's
That's
Harley. That's
dedication.
Harley Quinn.
That's sick as fuck. But that's dedication.
That's
honestly.
psychopathic.
Yeah.
That's some wild shit right there. That's animalistic.
That's like looking at another person like an animal and cutting open its womb. Like, come here, pig, to slaughter.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think there was actually the show on Netflix where that happened to somebody. Well, not a pig, but like an actual person. Like the mom was pregnant and then she got killed and the baby got cut out of her.
Wow.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That happens.
I would say if the mother dies, they have to save the baby.
No, like they wanted to just kill the mom.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Take the baby.
No, that's the thing. There's a lot of movies like that also. You watch one like that.
And they're all like based in Europe and shit. Why does that happen in Europe a lot? What's up with that shit?
I feel like this is unsubstantial evidence.
Fucking Born Ultimatum. A Born Identity.
Like, I don't know.
Let's be like Europe, where they cut babies out of your stomach.
Yeah, hostile.
I guess in Europe,
Eastern Europe.
you have to have a baby.
I guess. I mean,
And if not, you're a failure.
I've never been to Europe. I would like to go though. But
just make sure Liam Neeson
Don't
is
go
on
when you're
speed
pregnant.
dial.
Don't go when you're pregnant.
Right?
don't go when you're pregnant.
Apparently,
they
people
might-
want babies like that. Like,
They're
that's
just
wild.
cutting babies out of you. Get out of there.
Exactly. So, you know.
Yeah. You wake up on a bed of ice.
Crazy.
They took your kidneys.
Yikes. That would not be preferable.
Just trying to see the Eiffel Tower.
Wasn't that a movie? In a movie? Which movie was that one from?
I don't know.
I remember that was in a movie.
Where they took their kidneys?
Yeah, some dude woke up in a nice bed.
It's an urban legend.
Yeah.
That's literally an urban legend. That's literally.
I feel like it's something that
No, it was
everyone's
in a movie.
pictured.
It was a
but-
movie.
No, I know it is, but it's also an urban legend.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I think I've seen it in some. Maybe it was a cartoon. Someone woke up somewhere. Charlie the Unicorn.
Oh my god.
That's
The
who
YouTube
it
video.
was.
Charlie.
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 Oh my goodness. Oh, my
God,
y'all
you
remember
guys.
clearly. Y'all remember Charlie the Unicorn.
Yes, we do.
Charlie
they
the
took my
Unicorn.
freaking kidneys.
That was a oh boy.
That wasn't what I was thinking of, but he did take his kidneys.
That's a
magical Leopleurodon.
Oh yeah, the Leopleurodon.
It's a Leopleurodon, Charlie.
Leopleurodon. Holy shit, that takes me back to middle school. Wow.
That and salad fingers.
Oh yeah.
What about Happy Tree Friends? Y'all remember that?
Oh yes.
I love that one.
I did like Happy Tree Friends. Like that shit was very. They had it on Netflix for a little bit too.
Really? That
Yeah, they had like a whole show of
that was a
Those
fucked up
little
little
cute-
cartoon.
creatures getting. I think I got first introduced to them from a Fall Out Boy music video.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot what song it is, but yeah, and they were getting fucked up. So it was.
I remember them, like when it was on Remember Newgrounds?
Yep.
I love Newgrounds. When I first saw them on Newgrounds. It was just like a little thumbnails. I was watching
Shouts out
Stick
those,
Death.
Shouts out to those Flash animations from back in the day. Man.
Yeah, man. Thank God. Stick Death and Stick Suicide.
Oh my god.
I love those.
Okay. Well,
Shouts out YouTube 2009.
yeah. Shouts out.
Oh man,
Nostalgia.
Yeah. Then
Never gets
Then
old.
I discovered retarded animal babies. After
See,
that.
now,
Oh my God.
nope.
Okay.
That's what we're getting out of
So
this.
Too far.
Not going down.
Anyways.
Moving on.
Anywho, so I don't have a transition,
The
but
moral of the story, though, treat the shit equally.
equal
Equally.
rights for everybody
Yes.
is actually the moral of the story.
Yes.
And you know what? Equal rights?
Don't be yelling, trust all women.
Quite a digression.
No, you can't. I mean, you
Don't-
can't say that.
Don't say all anything.
You can't say all anything. You can't say trust all. And you know what? I'm just going to throw this out there. You know, because when we say trust all women, I hate to be this guy, but we have to remember there's a time when there was women who would like lie on African American men, say, oh, he did it. He did this thing to me. Oh, okay. She said it. It happened. Hang him.
Get him.
Get him. He's done. Out of here.
Where's
Got that
the
boy.
tree?
Nearest tree. Someone, you got the rope. All right, let's go.
Oh my
And
god.
so, I
Yeah.
mean, and not trying to make light of it, but honestly, you can't use absolutes. You can't. It's not practical for any actual solutions to any actual problems that we have.
There will always be sensationalism.
Yeah.
People
TL
trying to find things that are more exciting and more interesting and crazy than the last thing that happened.
So, but so yeah, treat everything equally. And
Actually, listen.
speaking of equal rights,
TLDR, don't be ambiguous.
I want to ask everyone. So, this is mostly just like, a chat. We can call it chatcast, if you will.
Chatcast.
But speaking of equal rights,
Yes.
what does feminism mean to each of y'all? Okay, so we'll save Liz for last. But go ahead.
Well, for me, feminism means that you literally, the same way you would treat a dude, you treat a woman. That's literally it.
That's what feminism means.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the same treatment.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have an example?
An example. If you wouldn't hire this guy because he can't pick up this certain amount of weight, you shouldn't hire that female because she can't pick up that same amount of weight. Or if you need a person to do this specific task, they gotta be able to do this specific task. You don't just hire them just because you have to hire a female. Because to me, that's the same as, I just hired this black guy because I have to hit a quota. What the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
It's disrespectful. In my opinion, it's disrespectful. I could be wrong, though.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. You treat a female the same way you would treat a dude. On all levels. Even though some of them you should understand that you don't got to go to that extreme. But you got to treat it. You got to treat everybody. You got to put them on the same level.
Okay. It's fair. Fair answer.
Yeah. So, pretty much the same thing he said. And also, I guess you can say female empowerment. So the fact that women don't have to stay in the kitchen, that they can do.
Hell yeah. I support that.
Do
yes.
what they want.
Stay
Just
out
like
the kitchen.
A man can. It's like, it's not like tied down by any type of, traditional standards, like things like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I like that because, the traditional, but the thing is also, if you're into that traditional, role,
cool
you
too.
should be able to do that. And people shouldn't, talk shit or judge you for it or say that you're stupid or whatever. No, if that's what you want to do, boo, do it. But, if just know that you don't have to, do that also. You can,
Like you're saying, if you want to be a wife, be a fucking wife. If you don't want to be one, don't be one.
Well, being a wife doesn't necessarily mean that
No,
you
I mean,
just...
if you want to be that type of wife where you legit don't want a job and you just want to you don't be home with the jits, that's what you want to do. Go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to do that shit, then don't do the shit. You can't make nobody feel bad about a decision. You shouldn't make a woman feel bad about the decision that they fucking make.
No, and I also feel like people should stop trying to make women feel bad about, not having kids or, they're supposed to have kids or some weird shit.
Agreed.
It's weird, okay? It's weird. First of the fuck all, there's too many people on this damn planet. There's too many people. I'm saying it. Fight me. At me. Don't at me. So, honestly, there's too many fucking people. And kids don't make or break you. I'm 23 and I don't understand. People literally ask me, so when are you gonna have one? When are you ready?
Aggressive.
It's
I feel attacked.
And I'm just
Having kids is a horrifying idea.
it's so
they
scary.
grow inside you and then burst out of you through your private parts.
And that's just the beginning.
Right?
That's
Then you got
just
18 more years plus.
of them pooping on you,
Yep.
pissing on you,
Yep.
and
Throwing
being
up on you,
mean to you,
scratching you,
and
biting you.
slapping you, pulling your hair, waking you
Nightmare.
up, using all your money. And I'm sure you love the
Making
fuck
a
out
mess
of
your
them.
house.
But it's
Wait till they get older in their teens. It'll get worse.
it's a whole
They steal your credit
ordeal.
card.
Oh my god.
They steal your wallet, take your money, and go out with a car.
No child of mine is doing
What the hell kind of kids you gonna
any
have?
of those things, so I don't know.
Jesus, man.
Not my
These have
kid.
some standards.
No.
You got them hoodlum children. Straight fucking hoodlums.
That has to be camp. No.
Fucking bottle kids from Trailer Park Boys. They throwing bottles at people and shit. That's the type of kids Chris got.
Clearly.
They gonna be like
Chris
me
kids
throwing
be in the
rocks at
street
cars.
when you're driving through trying to play street hockey and you're like, get out the street.
I was.
And then they flip you off.
Oh my god.
I used to throw like shit at cars too, like from trees.
Go
See,
figure.
just
I used to do that too, though, so I
Yeah.
can't even touch it.
I don't like that. Just
I
destructive.
used to throw grapefruits at cars driving down the street.
That's awful, and I'm judging
Nobody
you.
would die. It's just a grapefruit,
I'm just
bro.
kidding. I'm
It's
not
a nice
judging you,
citrus
but it
fruit.
is awful.
It was fun.
No one would die. How do you know? They might
You
get
get
freaked
juiced.
out
You get
and
refreshed.
swerve off
They coulda
into
had-
a pole, into a
Well,
telephone
I was in
pole.
middle school at the
Bam,
time.
they're dead.
I was in middle school at the
Oops,
time.
the
I
airbag
was-
popped out and snapped their neck.
I
Look
was
at what
in
you
Chris's
did.
kids.
Listen. I was in middle school at the time.
That
Thought
doesn't
process-
justify it.
thought process
They can
was
send your
dumb.
little ass to jail
They could have, but they didn't because nobody died.
that
So I
time.
stopped doing it.
Ka-clunk.
But they
No one
did.
died that you know
But my
of.
nephews continued to do it, and then one day the dude hopped out the car and chased me down the street. That
Good.
shit was
Good.
oh well. But it
Good.
wasn't me though. I stopped. I learned my lesson.
I don't believe you.
I did, but I didn't know any more stuff though.
Well,
Facts.
anyways, Chris,
Yes.
what's feminism mean to you?
Like in day-to-day life. Like
And however you want to
Just your
answer the
opinion
question.
to you. what is feminism?
I mean, what is feminism?
To you.
It's real.
It was a movement. It was a movement that my mom was a part of back in the 70s growing up.
Okay.
You know, she was like a pioneer feminist. And, she's cool and laid back. She knows what it all means. She basically taught me how women are and how women used to be like back in the day. You know, shit wasn't the same now it is nowadays. You know, women used to be really shit was harder back when stories that she told me and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy, like how bad it was. Like women were really, pieces of meat back in the 70s. You know, growing up in her 20s, 25, 26, and always her early and late 30s. Her ass was a pincushion, she told me. You know, shit was serious. So they really pushed for a movement to get that shit stopping. Because, we couldn't walk by in the street without someone clapping your ass.
That's
Back
too
in
much.
those days. So it means a really lot that, we came along, in certain progressions. Because I certainly would be kind of, pissed off seeing some dude just randomly slap a girl's ass and she ain't like, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck you doing, bro? That shit's just not cool.
Mm-hmm. Keep your hands to your fucking self.
Yeah.
It's a simple rule. I think everyone has heard before. A lot of people seem to ignore it for some reason, but definitely keep your hands to your
You mean I
fucking
can't
self.
slap your ass?
Absolutely
I can't slap
not.
your ass in the club.
If-
Just slap it. And slap the fuck out of it.
No, you can't. Like you can't. You
That's-
can't. If
that's
I
what-
walk by in the club and you slap my ass
But just grip
and
it.
I slap
I'm
you,
appreciating the fact that you got this nice ass. I'm showing you that you got this nice ass.
you're not showing me anything except the fact that you're a pig that can't control yourself. That's the only thing you are demonstrating.
I mean, it's fair to say that there has been great strides in the women's rights movement. I agree with that. I absolutely do. And there's been struggles along the way. But feminism at the heart of it is simply striving for the equality between the genders, that you're not going to make assumptions based on the genitalia that you were given at birth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I saw something today that was in the reference to a lecture that was being given by a professor where he had a group of men and women sitting down and said, what do you do on a daily basis to prevent yourself from being assaulted? And the men looked at each other and kind of didn't have an answer. They laughed and shrugged and said, not go to jail kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the women had a laundry list of things. Make sure that you carry pepper spray. Don't walk alone. Don't go out at night. Make sure that you lock your doors.
Mm-hmm.
Close your windows. Make sure that you have a sweater on. You're not wearing shorts that are too short. You always have friends that are 2 or 3 wide. There's a whole list of things that women do to make sure that they are protecting themselves and that they're being treated equally, that they don't realize is a manner that has been ingrained in them from the culture that is surrounding them.
Mm-hmm.
That's not fair to something that they didn't choose in life.
Yeah.
And that's what feminism means to me, is saying that you shouldn't have to grow up thinking that you have different rights or different equalities simply because you're different physically.
I definitely agree with that.
And it's an interesting thing to hear certain arguments or see certain things, and people ask why feminism, and I hear it, and I think and sift through it in my head, and I'm like, well, the world is more dangerous for women when you think about it, and the ramifications for men when it comes to sex is nothing. For women, it has a much higher cost, and the world is physically dangerous for women, so that's why you have a laundry list of defenses that is listed off. And men, they don't really have much. They have their physical strength, and the world is more dangerous.
Pause. I'm gonna pause you right there, Chris, because I get where you're going. I get it, but it's a little presumptuous to say, because I mean, not all men are necessarily these big hulking guys or something.
I mean, even smaller guys, they wouldn't really. I see smaller guys walking around. It's just about mentality. They'll fight you. I mean, most of the time I see women in groups, around the city, and I see it all the time. And usually even Twinkie guys are by themselves. I mean, not giving a care.
No, I get what Chris saying. With men is just naturally ingrained a prey mentality. Like if you see something that's just even like the sissiest dude, like he may get his ass whooped every fucking time, but he still get hyped. You know what I'm saying? But if you just one of them niggas, you just always coward the fuck up. It's like niggas gonna come get you. So like, not to say if women is just cowards. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But since you're naturally seen as the softer one.
It's a submissive versus dominant mentality.
Shit. Yeah.
That men are always going to take control, and women will follow along. That's why we have flocks of women and single men. Mm-hmm. That's why the friend zone is a thing, because people believe that at some point a male and female relationship is going to result in sexual tension, and that's unrealistic. Yeah. People can be friends with each other and not have anything to do with that.
Exactly. But what I feel like I've noticed is I feel like it's easier as a woman to be friends with a guy and not have any intentions than for him, because it's I feel like they always say they don't have intentions, but they fucking do. I feel like,
I mean, I'm not gonna make assumptions, but
in my personal experience, that's how it's always happened. It's you say that you don't, that's cool, but then I don't know, it just out of nowhere. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, but I do think people should just be able to be friends,
Yeah.
and hang out and stuff. It shouldn't always have to result in sexual tension just because this part can go in that part.
This is true.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, except we're a species driven by the need to reproduce.
That is also true.
That is key. That is key to the species.
But
that's not your sole motivation.
It's not. See, that's the fun part. Oh, we've had a lot of little pop-ins from Vin.
Except it is. So, answer me this. What in your daily life isn't about, in a certain degree, a strive to reproduce?
Me in general? I mean, let's see.
So you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do?
I look at the time.
Prepare for your
You look
day.
at the time. So you
brush my
check
teeth.
my phone.
You gotta piss. You gotta check your phone. Why are you checking your phone? Checking the status, social status. All right, you gotta piss. You gotta get comfortable.
I'm checking the lounge.
I get up. I brush my teeth.
Yeah. That's not for other people. That's for my own personal hygiene. So
yeah,
I'll stop
your
you
own
there.
personal hygiene. But why do you care about your own personal hygiene?
For my own fucking health.
Do you? Have you ever been sick because you didn't get up and brush your teeth?
My mouth could get cavities.
Your mouth could get cavities, or you could have stinky breath, which you feel corners you off from social contact.
Yeah, but not just reproductive, like,
What
but
is
just
any social contact? Any social contact is the looking for reproduction. Otherwise, we wouldn't interact with any other species from a biological point. We would stay in trees away from each other.
I want you to give me a response back. That's basically what it is. I'm going to do something so you respond back to me.
Your breath smells great. I want to be near you. I want to be in that orifice's range.
It is incredibly base to think that humans
But that's
exist
pretty
only
low,
for
though.
reproductive
I don't
purposes.
think.
That's pretty
Why
low.
do you work?
I don't like where this is going.
That is
Why do you live then?
Why
Is
do
that
you
your
live?
sole purpose?
You live to work. You work to live in a better place. You go to your job to afford nicer things so you can show off to people how much more of an attractive mate you are. But
not
capitalism
reproduction.
is in itself also a way to show off to a prospective mate.
It is. It's driven like that.
It can be used in that way, but it can also be used in a very self-driven way.
Sure,
Because-
self-driven, but why are you self-driving yourself if not to make yourself more attractive to everyone else?
In the gains of
If
success.
if you're gaining success, but why are you gaining success? What would success mean if you're not trying to bolster yourself? If you're not trying to make yourself look attractive to everyone else, then none of this means anything. You could live on the street if you didn't care about reproducing, but everyone's goal is to have a
I feel
family.
like people usually get dried up at that time.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick to that, fill the need argument. What if it's the need to fulfill a, family, like a lineage, like you have a family business and you can't live up to the expectations.
And that's not playing devil's advocate. That's proving my point.
It's not for a reproductive. Yes, it is actually for reproductive needs, not sexual needs, but reproductive.
What I'm saying is, as a species,
if it's
driven,
yeah.
I'm gonna just say I don't like where this went
Well,
because
he used the word reproductive,
I think
not
it's always the end
sexual.
goal.
He didn't use like sexual stuff. He said reproductive. Like
no, I know, I get that, but I don't like where it went because we were talking about feminism, and then here we go talking about fucking reproduction, and it's like,
well, that was a
can we take reproduction out of the equation for like 2 seconds?
That was a book.
Let's put in placenta.
There was a book written where
I'm gonna ignore that comment.
this
Go ahead.
dude, this dude wrote I forgot the name of him, but he pretty much wrote a book, pretty much having the same argument Vinny has, that everything a man does specifically is to eventually get a woman, like riches, working out, anything. Eventually, the end goal is to mate. Eventually, like that's the end goal.
Eventually.
Yeah, the end goal, like everything comes back to that at the end of the day. I mean, I'm just saying that's what the guy said.
I mean, perhaps in a very primitive sense,
Like you don't want to be by yourself.
people don't want to be alone. Yes,
You don't want to die without
that doesn't
anything left
necessarily
behind.
mean that you want to mate.
I
Because there's
do love my
people-
solitude.
Okay, because there's people who like. You know what? I'm just not gonna continue with this
What?
reproduction topic.
I thought we were off it.
Actually, just not.
Didn't
So-
we get off it?
Moving on, with what
Triggered.
feminism is to me.
Triggered. Are you triggered? I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, so that's feminism mean to you.
Anywho, feminism, I feel like there's like several different kinds of feminism. There's very surface level feminism, like somebody pouring bleach in someone's lap because they're manspreading. I don't know if I could say that's like,
Someone hurt that person. Like she had to have been hurt prior to that in such a deep way that she could not express herself in any truer manner
yeah.
than to wildly blame people with bleach in
that's
their
radical
lives.
feminism.
Right?
That's too much.
That's
too
terroristic feminism.
That jihad.
Terroristic feminism is never
jihad.
okay.
Those guys didn't deserve it.
They didn't
they
deserve-
perpetuated the culture, but come on now.
Yeah, like that's just not
It's
fair.
like-
But no, like
why you gotta assault them? They trying to air their balls out. You know what I'm saying? Them
Maybe
shit
they're
sticking to
just
their thighs.
sticking together.
Usually they just want to slam
I
their
do.
balls.
I
chafe.
can say that I can't personally relate to having anything that I need to like just air out.
That's scary.
So
it's not fun.
it's like getting stuck to my thigh. So I can't comment on that. I mean, I guess if you have to air it out, you got.
Like I stretched my sack. Got to stretch the sack out.
See, that was just too graphic.
How's it too graphic?
Well-
If you're a man, you know what it means to stretch the sack. Vinny, you know what I mean?
Get
I
them off
mean,
your hips.
would be
Get 'em
like
off your
similar to
hips.
boob
Yeah.
sweat.
Stretch to the side. Let them off your
Yes,
hips.
yeah. Sometimes you gotta like take your boob, like you gotta
Just gotta,
take the
like-
bra off your boob for a second
Yeah, like
and just
that.
let some air
Yeah.
flow
That's
in
the same
there.
thing, right?
Same thing. Exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. The exact same thing.
Oh man, but no,
Bleach does not fix that.
bleach
Just
doesn't fix
PSA,
that. Just
Don't put bleach on.
don't
it.
put
Salt.
bleach on people. I think that everyone,
I
once
agree.
again, keep saying it. Just treat everybody equally, and that means equally. If you don't want someone to hit you, don't hit them. I've seen like a couple of videos recently, like a friend, kind of an ex-friend actually, tagged me in this video of this girl, and she was just like, "Oh, I'm crazy," and like it was like this whole funny thing about her being crazy, and like all the stuff that she would do to a guy, if he did this or that, and it's like, okay, but if a guy said those things, like even as a joke, y'all be like, whoa, what the fuck? Like this guy's nuts for real, like you wouldn't think it was cute. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I need to stay the fuck away from him. Like he will murder me. But for some reason it's funny and cute for like a girl to flip her hair and be like, crazy. Why? Like we can't, toxic behavior is toxic behavior. So to me, feminism means equality, like just on all levels. Like just don't bullshit. I don't bullshit people. Like I just don't. I mean, I have sympathy. I feel like I'm a very empathetic person. And like I fucking cry all the time and just for other people and bullshit and stuff. But I mean, I call people out on their things just equally because that's just a part of being a human. Like we're all human, and regardless of your genitalia, regardless of what, we've been conditioned to think is acceptable behaviors and what, isn't or whatever, just do your best to be a decent human. Is it really that hard?
Why
Yes.
can't we all just get along?
It's hard to be decent. It's so easy to wallow around in shit.
I feel like, it's easier to wallow around, but I feel like it honestly is harder because it like just gets tiring
Well,
because
it
then
is.
people end up grasping and reaching for shit to be mad about. And then it's just like, what? Like being mad about fucking a guy getting a sponsorship for Nike.
People was legit. Shit. Niggas was legit mad about Lil Tay. Goddamn it, y'all was really hurt about a fucking 8-year-old talking shit on the internet. Y'all really had to get an 8-year-old's Instagram shut down because y'all was that fucking mad about them talking shit. Of course, that's not her fucking car. Why are you so fucking mad? That's the type of culture we in. Everybody just so quick to be fucking triggered for no fucking reason. It's like you just said, it's so easy to just be a good person and just be like, oh, I don't really like that, but you know what? It's whatever.
If it's not causing any actual harm to you or the environment,
Well,
leave people. Just let them fucking do what they want to do. I mean, people are gonna self-destruct in any scenario we're in. So if we could do it in like the most or the least, I guess, chaotic way, that would be preferable. I think I'd prefer that for sure.
like if you want to eat a whole bunch of fucking Big Macs, kill yourself, go ahead and do it. But
you
don't go into the McDonald's and shoot people. Don't do that.
That's right. If you
That's
want
being
to,
the wrong destructive.
if you want to eat dryer sheets, you can do that.
You can do that.
Yeah, I mean, you can also be advised against it. Like that's the thing. Like if someone gives you like honest advice or their opinion, it's not them being a hater all the time. Like if I'm saying, hey, you know, maybe you should stop smoking so much crack, I'm not hating on you.
Hey, maybe
Why
you
did
should-
we get to that level all of a sudden?
Maybe you should
Maybe
stop.
you should just
I just make sure
lay
everyone's
off
awake.
the crack.
Just make sure everyone's on their toes.
Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you know, it's not good that you weigh 700 pounds.
Right.
You know, it's not
And,
good.
and that's not me fat shaming you. That's just me saying, as a human person with a human skeleton frame,
Yeah, you know your
it
thighs
may
start,
not be.
your thighs will start to smell
Okay.
like ground beef.
See,
Oh my
no,
God.
that's not.
See, now you went mean.
Now that was mean.
No, what if it's for real though? Like you start to
You
smell
can't
like
see. You can't
deli
do that.
meats.
You can't
Were
do
you
that.
sharing that as honest, constructive feedback?
Yeah, like you're not trying to be an ass.
Okay.
You're like, listen, this is
Well,
dangerous. 'cause
we
it's
didn't get that preface before you
Okay.
said your thighs smell like.
Your thighs start
Ground
smelling
beef.
like ground beef. The cats are gonna try to eat you.
No, you
have
can't.
To stop.
You would have to say it nicer. I feel like you'd have to honestly work into it. You'd be like, listen, I'm
There's
just
gotta
really.
be some lead in, like, hey, bruh, you're a really good friend, but I just need to let you know your thighs smell like ground beef,
And if you don't fix it, the cats are gonna eat you,
and
man.
the cats will eat you.
Will
I'm
eat
like,
you.
they that
And-
bad? You're smelling from there? Damn.
Didn't know you like.
No, then they'll be like, oh no, I just cooked some.
Oh my god, bro, you gonna die.
No, you
Stop.
didn't get up. I know you didn't get up because you.
See, that's what made me get upset. It's like I'm trying to be nice and I'm trying to, See, that's the thing about people. People also gotta stop doing that shit. When people trying to help you out, bro, stop doing that passive aggressive shit where you trying to play it off as, oh no, stop, because you just being an asshole at that point.
You can just accept the help, or if you genuinely don't want the help, just firmly
Just
no.
like, no, fuck off.
I
Just
don't
tell me
need it.
fuck off.
No,
Yeah.
Don't say. You don't have to
You
say
can tell me
fuck off. That's
and I get it. I'll be upset. But
being
yeah.
aggressive. You
If
could
someone
just
told you your thighs smelled like ground beef, would you tell them to fuck off?
because then I would.
I don't
Be
think I would
because
say
you just said
anything.
you would say that it's constructive feedback. So if that pisses you off, why would you tell somebody that?
It wouldn't piss me off, but I had to sit there and think about it. Like, damn, do my thighs smell like ground beef?
There's an existential crisis on your
'Cause, like,
hands
I
now.
can't smell because I'm too
What does
big.
ground beef even smell like?
It has a distinct smell. It's kind of sweet.
This is true. You're right.
I would only be able to sit and stare at you. Just like what? I'd be lost.
Forever confused.
Yeah, I would. I'd wonder what that meant for the rest of the day. Like, was that? Did
How
that
would you
mean
feel?
something?
It's
What
no
is-
secret
Yeah,
thighs smell
Sav,
like
if
ground
someone
beef.
told you your thighs smelled like ground beef,
Like,
what would
does
your
that-
reaction be?
What does that mean?
I'd have to take a second. That blinking guy gif, just take a moment to process it. And then I'd be like, haha, are you really?
Like,
and then
what?
Are you serious?
yeah. And then
Is this a joke?
what they say from there, if they confirm and they say, no, really, yeah, I've been wanting to tell you, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings. And, it's getting kind of bad. Then I'd be like, wow.
It's a wake up call.
Yeah, and I would just.
But also, where were they that they could smell your thighs? See?
That's a good question.
Right?
If they
That's
were,
why I'll be
if they
confused.
were, see, if they were just
Fair.
standing up, and I'm like,
You just kind of whiff of those.
yeah,
ground
they
beef
just
smell
walk
thighs.
by,
That
or
one.
if I just, tried to move one of my legs, and then after I moved my leg, that air carried a smell.
Oh God.
Then they said something, then for sure it came from you because you're.
Like that bloody ground beef smell.
But wait, real quick, before we go, quick,
go?
we got a quick.
We going already?
Wait, quick, another quick question. We got quick answers.
Quick answers. Are they quick? What is it?
It's Nesquik.
Nesquik.
Nesquik
They
brown.
still make Nesquik?
Yes.
Oh,
so
How do you feel about strawberry Nesquik?
no, shut up. Listen.
Answer the question. How do you feel about strawberry
Fucking
Nesquik?
strawberry milk is for disgusting.
I love it.
ass.
Fuckboys. Only fuckboys drink strawberry
Trifling.
milk.
I
Fuck
defend strawberry Nesquik with my
You
life.
I'll
would.
let this
I
blade
would.
You fucking would.
I damn well would, Missy. I object.
fucking
Strawberry
would.
Nesquik.
I'm not surprised at all by
Yeah,
that.
bro, that's disgusting.
I love
That
banana
is-
Nesquik, strawberry
oh
Nesquik,
my god.
banana strawberry Nesquik. Yes.
Someone, hold on. Can I cut his mic? Can I just
Cut him off.
She's cutting the truth.
You just
people.
gotta get him out of here?
Fake
Not acceptable.
news.
That's done.
Deep state.
I can't. This motherfucker said
She's
banana.
silencing my voice.
He said banana.
Don't listen to her anymore.
Look over there
Her
repping
points
strawberry
invalid. Strawberry Nesquik.
Talking about some fucking banana milk. Anyway.
Banana milk.
Any-
Banana.
Everybody,
Cut his mic.
So, what does being woke mean to you? Are you woke? Do you think you're a woke person? Liz, go. Are you woke?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, if you actually can confidently say you're woke, you're not woke. So you kind of have to be like, okay about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Otherwise, then you're
Otherwise,
trying
you're
too
not
hard.
woke. Yeah, like what the hell?
Yeah.
That's not true. Then you're not being authentic.
That's fair.
I mean, I might be woke, but not for real.
That's true.
And that what makes you really woke.
Yeah. Okay. That's true. Don Juice.
What's the question?
Do you think you're a woke person?
Yeah, I think I am. I think woke is subjective. You know, I think it means, do you agree with me?
Okay.
That's what being woke means.
Do you agree with me?
Do you agree with me?
If you don't agree with
Am I
me,
right?
You're not woke.
then you're not woke.
You're not woke.
You're not woke.
That's how it is. If you talk to people, like you can have two people on two sides of like a issue, and they both think they woke. They not woke. They both not woke.
Neither. They both sleep. They sleep talking
Yeah.
to each other.
So that's why I come to the conclusion that it just means that you agree with all my points. then you woke.
You must be woke.
Being woke
Okay,
is
sure.
ultimately being right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't believe me that the earth ain't flat? You're not woke.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? Is that it? Is that what you're gonna say?
That's basically what it is. What I've always seen that used in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
what is it?
If you don't believe the earth isn't flat, you're not woke.
Oh,
Yeah, them conspiracy boys.
Yeah. Conspiracy theorists, individuals definitely
They think that they're
they
woke.
think they woke.
They the most sleep. You, Bear. That boy.
I mean, I ain't woke. I'm sleeping shit. I don't know nothing. I don't know damn thing. I guess somebody asked me what woke is. I guess you just got some type of black superpower that I just ain't got. Like, you just seeing shit that I ain't aware of. That's some fuck shit. Like, fuck, nigga, I guess you just got some black, just some type of fuck. Like, for real though, you just on some Superman, black Superman shit that I wasn't equipped with these powers, and you got them. That's what I was being woke, man.
Okay.
Like I said, I ain't woke. I don't know shit.
Well, those are all very good answers. If I were to say what I think being woke is, and I don't actually use this term, but a lot of people do. But what I feel like it's supposed to mean, based off of how it's used. Well, okay, I'm going to say this. A man who knows something knows that he knows nothing at all. Right? So, that being said, I feel like if you're really woke, like to be woke, you're contradictory. Like, you know, kind of what we were talking about in the beginning. Like, there's no absolute to anything. Like, yeah, you know, you should always be very caring and understanding of anybody who's a victim or someone who comes forward. But in the same breath, you can't just assume everybody is a victim and, you know, is being true. So it's like nothing is as black and white as we want it to be. So I feel like if you're woke, you understand that you really don't know shit about shit. And, you know, you just gotta...
You gotta recognize there's always more going on.
There's always
than
more.
what
Always
you actually
more.
know.
No, I agree with
Always
you.
more.
Like, for real, like, being woke really means you just aware that you, like Zach said, that you don't know shit. That anything you fucking know could be fucking wrong. you just accept the fact that you ain't never gonna really know the truth behind anything, and you truly may not want to know.
You just
real
need to
truth
be
behind
able
it.
to be comfortable with
Yeah,
yourself
you gotta be able to be comfortable with whatever the fuck it is that you're doing.
in your life.
Really living your best life.
That's just like every old head told me when I was young growing up. I was like you, thinking I knew everything. You ain't no shit. That's just like constant old head beatdown on a young man's psyche.
Oh, well then.
Fucking old heads.
You don't know shit.
I was like you. You
Be
ain't no
confident in what you
shit.
do know. Be confident in what you do know.
Yes.
And comfortable with what you don't.
Exactly. And be open to learn more.
And don't be a dick about it.
If you think the Earth
And
flat,
don't be a dick.
and if you think
Don't
the
be a
Earth,
dick. Moral
if
of
you-
the story.
don't be a dick. But if you think even worse than being a dick, if you think the Earth is flat, you a piece of shit. You a fucking shit.
My favorite part of that
Yo,
is seeing the picture of
fuck
the
you.
flat Earth from space.
That ain't even physically
With all
possible.
the water
Flat
just
Earth
running
from
off the
space.
ends into
That-
space. Like,
Okay,
where the hell did the ocean go?
What-
on a
The
flat
laws
Earth?
of gravity would
man.
not allow flat Earth.
How
not
does
at
travel
all.
even work? What
I don't
are the day
understand.
and night cycle if the Earth is flat?
Like, there's just no point to the Earth being like. There's no point. There's no fucking point.
Nothing
like,
about that makes sense.
there's no
It's
point.
impossible too.
We're done.
They have a whole
The end.
society
Done
though.
here. This is.
They have
I'm,
meetings
Flat
for
Earthers
this
go
shit.
home.
I'm triggered.
You're not woke.
Not woke.
You're
It's
not
not
feminist.
feminist.
We are not covered by a
It's-
firmament,
It's
and
not,
the sun ain't in our atmosphere.
I feel harassed. It's not-
Personally attacked by these flat earthers.
I do.
You are endangering the intelligence of humanity.
It's so. It's
We
been
solved this
endangered.
in thousands of years ago, like 1,000 years ago.
We not woke.
Like, come on now,
Go
like
to sleep. Okay, so everybody finna go sleep now. Good night. Good night.
I'm gonna get
everybody.
crunk.
Good
I don't know what y'all
night,
talking
good
about.
night. Shh, Chris, everybody, say good night. I'm just kidding.
I'm out.
Okay, but yeah. So, any last words from anyone? We're thick with like at least one C, and it looks like someone was about to start another C because it's like an hour and 32, 33, 34, 35
Why you
Look at all
counting
that.
seconds?
seconds.
Moderately boned episode.
But
Moderately boned. Don't choke on it.
Nah, once again, thanks.
Beware
Thanks,
of the small bones.
I think that's what we should name. Don't choke on it.
Don't joke on it.
Don't choke on it. There
Fish
you go.
bones.
Tammy, I
The
gotta
feminist woke episode.
Call it fish bones.
coming up with this cover photo gonna be some shit. But no, man, thanks to anybody who's listening to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Shouts out to everybody that downloads it.
How
Thanks
many
for
channels
tolerating
you on
me.
Thanks for tolerating the bullshit.
I know I probably said it like 500 times. I'm so sorry.
I feel like AJ would be happy with this episode.
Oh yeah.
Well,
he
AJ's
would.
not fucking here.
That's
No, I'm
because
kidding.
he's in Clearwater doing big boy things.
Well, AJ,
Big boy vacay.
enjoy your vacay. Eat some food. Get a little fat.
No, he already fat. He need to fucking weight that fat piece of shit.
Okay, well, see, and we're not fat
Nah,
shaming.
Juice, how you
We're
feel?
not fan shaming in
No
here.
fat shaming.
Anybody fat shit?
No.
I feel
No,
good.
no.
Look out for my radio interview next week on Wednesday.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'm
Ooh-wee.
gonna
What
be on
station,
the
bro?
radio. It's on my Facebook. I forgot the name.
Okay.
But it's something. I think it's called Peace on the Streets.
Okay.
So the same guys that I did the Black and White song with,
Oh, cool.
we're gonna be on the radio next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. So we're gonna-
AM, PM.
PM.
Okay.
And we're gonna put the number out so people can call in while we get interviewed. And we're gonna
cool.
perform our new song, which we're working on.
Oh,
So on that same day, we're going to the studio and we're gonna work on the music video for it. So,
damn, busy day.
yeah, very
Sounds
busy.
good.
So yeah, so look out for that.
Okay, sounds cool. Lit. Chris, anything?
Well, everyone have a good night. I'm glad to be a part of this, like always, and I've always enjoyed my time here. Yeah, thank you for that, Zap. And a big fuck you to you too. Anyways, good night. Fuck y'all. I'm out. Get drunk.
Bye.
Should I say what you normally say since you're the host now?
You know what? I would be honored if you would say it. Go ahead.
Take care, brush your hair, and wear clean underwear.
You heard it from the angel baby herself, y'all. Have a good fucking night.
Oh, that was weak. Fucking.
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 Fuck.
Fuck.